always seem to have new hair. I will probably screw up a lot of words, but I know you'll be there for me. We got this. Me and you. Me and you. In there. So without further ado, here we go. Sorry it's a mess. It's just these things make me happy, and it's my happy mess. My last video was about my concussion, and then I disappeared. I'm kind of like the Loch Ness Monster that way, where I just show up every few months and there's a sighting and then I'm gone and it's kind of fuzzy, it doesn't always look the same. Basically me at the moment. Life is hard. Who would have known? Write it down, don't forget it. I know life's secret, it's hard. My February has been anything but what I expected it to be. God, I want to make this clear. I am not an expert, so what I say and any advice or anything that I mention in this video, you take it with a grain of salt, because this is my experience and my understanding of things. This isn't necessarily the best course of action or the best reasoning or the reason for you. So you have to learn your own path. The short of it is, I have something called anxiety conversion, which basically means that my brain got so overwhelmed that it pulled an emergency switch and forced my body and myself to stop. Some people lose their ability to talk. Some people get sick, they'll get fevers, and other people will manifest it in some way of pain. This means that my anxiety translates from my brain to my body. And I went down to my legs because for me, it affected my legs. I went to go see a doctor. This isn't some WebMD type situation, and this is what he told me. This concept is sometimes hard to grasp because it's not like a broken arm. You can't see the break and then get a cast and see that someone's hurt and then know that the time limit between when you get the operation to when the cast comes off to when whatever else happens, there's a time schedule to it. And that's sometimes easier to comprehend because it's you can physically see it. With something like this, it's internal and it's mind and body, which has its own timing, and it varies from person to person, from situation to situation, and it's quite the thing to try and grasp. Your mind and your body are connected, and you need to take care of your mind to take care of your body. This is serious enough of a thing that I am now out of school. I've stopped for the semester of going to university to work on learning how to cope with this anxiety and learning how to better myself while not overwhelming myself. Like a broken arm, the pain that I feel is 100% real. It's a real thing. And now, just to put you at ease, I can walk pretty well now. I have one cane instead of... I had two at one point. I called myself two canes instead of two chains and pretended I was a rapper. It was a strange time. But I'm getting better as far as that goes, and I'm taking the time to do things that I want to do and that I love. It's changing my mentality, and I'm giving myself that time. And let me just say, for those of you, I see you there, for those of you that bottle things up and want to deal with it later, my hair's getting in the way, don't do it. Don't bottle it up and deal with it later, because I know as well as you that you will not deal with it later, because it feels better not to deal with it. But you need to address those feelings. You need to address the stress. You need to give yourself time. Kit Kat doesn't have "take a break" as a slogan for no reason. You need to take a break in life sometimes. There's a difference between giving yourself a break and me time. Because sometimes you'll be studying and doing your thing and you're in your groove, but you can't do that for so long or else it overworks your brain and you have to take a break. So you go, stand up, walk around, take a drink of water, eat an apple, whatever, go to the bathroom, come back and keep going. That's different. Me time is doing something that benefits yourself and is completely unrelated to everything else but you. It can be watching a YouTube video, it can be drawing, it can be anything, but taking that moment and that time to let your brain relax and let it heal from the responsibilities and stresses of that day or of that week. All this to say, if you don't have a clue what you're doing, you don't have a clue where you're gonna go or what's gonna happen next, it's okay. It's okay just not to be okay and not to understand. But it's not okay to not give yourself the time you need to be happy and to figure out what you want and what you love and what you need. Life is worth trying to figure things out and learning and growing. Because you become your better self by doing that. Sometimes you run into a wall. Sometimes you hit your head and get a concussion. And sometimes life does this. And I couldn't see this coming. I don't know when the next video is gonna be. I love YouTube. So I want to be a part of this. And where that time frame is, I'll figure that out and bring you along for the ride, but I don't know when it's gonna be, I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something, and I'm gonna like it. I'm now going to go do something that will make me happy. I'm gonna learn how to play the guitar, actually. That's a lot of guitars there. It's been something I've really kind of wanted to do for a while. I've always found the sound pretty, and I'm gonna try and learn, teach myself. Wish me luck, and I'll see ya. And just another thing, and this is more of a personal thing, but I want it to still be in this. To all my friends that I pushed away or stopped answering and talking to within the past, call it 4 months, 5 months, I'm sorry. It's nothing you did. You did nothing wrong. I panicked and I decided to shut myself away. To my family, who for some reason when I was asked a question about school or about my life answered kind of distant and distractedly and cold or something, I'm sorry. Again, I'm finding myself now and I'm gonna be back to that, to my happy, willing to try everything kind of life soon. And to my parents, who had to endure most of my unpleasantness and who saw me go from being excited to just kind of numb. Numb is a good word. That saw me go from excited and bubbly to numb and pessimistic. I'm sorry. And I love you. And I know that everything that you were doing during that time was because you love me, and is and will continue to be because you have my best interest in mind. So thank you for that.